Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the How Did It Happen podcast. So happy to have you here with me today. And today I want to talk about why I believe shifts always beat pivots. Probably something you haven't thought about, but I'm gonna help you think about it today. So one of the things that is, you hear about pivots all the time. Pivots is like the new like success celebrated word for entrepreneurs. If you haven't pivoted your business, you are, you're somehow, not doing what an entrepreneur is supposed to do. And it's always made me think weirdly about that concept because, first of all, the implication is that by pivoting, you've changed your idea or your go-to-market strategy or whatever number of things from something that wasn't working to something that is going to work. And I always think to myself, well, if your original idea didn't work the way you thought it was, why would you think a pivot would work? And I can get into a whole discussion about that, but the idea that I want to share with you today is that the word, like, I'm a words person, and the word pivot in that sort of context doesn't make sense to me, because pivot is really moving around a fixed point. So when you're pivoting, you're not really changing direction. You're either going in a circle, like in the industrial definition, like a machinery definition of a pivot, or like in a sports definition of a pivot, you've got one foot planted and the other one is moving, and it's really trying to fake out the other person. It's not really sending you in a different direction. It's really a misdirection type thing. So if I pivot, fake left, and then go right, I'm hoping that you take the fake and I go the other way. And in business, I don't think we're doing that. We're not pivoting when we change. We're shifting. And so, like, that's why I chose shift in the title of my book, Owner Shift, because it's kind of a play on ownership and ownership. Ownership being having responsibility for the company and owning it, and ownership because as you go along the entrepreneurial path, there are all these things that are going to come at you that you're going to learn from or get burned by, that are going to require you to shift and keep moving forward. And so, and the thing I like to think about and remind people of is, oftentimes those shifts aren't voluntary shifts. They're not intentional shifts on the part of the person. I, for one, can say that I've shifted many, many, many times over my career, but I haven't always shifted because I wanted to shift. And I haven't always shifted because I thought that shifting was the best thing. I've shifted for all kinds of reasons. Completely voluntary, like I realized I needed to do something different, so I shifted. And then there's the involuntary ones, the ones where I thought what I was doing was the right thing to be doing, and I got counsel, or I got a lesson, or maybe I was flat out hit over the head with a baseball bat to realize, whatever I was thinking was not the right thinking. And so I kind of think of shifts as being not just way different than pivots and a way more appropriate word, but I also, like in the book cover, I've got shifts sort of italicized, and there's like a movement to it, because there's definitely movement with shifts. And then it's not always, as I said, voluntary. And so it's almost like sometimes someone has to hook a chain to you and like drag you a little bit out of a shift ditch, while you're sort of trying to stay planted there. And so, Yeah, I just love the word shift, and I dislike the word pivot. So I just wanted to give that out today as something for you all to think about, because really, to me, if you're moving forward or you're moving sideward, or sometimes maybe you're even moving backward, it's because of circumstances or because of lessons or because of necessity or whatever it might be. You're always by actually moving, you're always making progress, more progress towards where you want to end up, what you want your life to be. And so I teach all of my ownership coaching clients that pivoting gets them nowhere. So let's think about that, and let's remove the word pivot from our vocabulary, for now, unless you're on the basketball court and you're actually pivoting. And let's just think about shifting. Let's think about where shifting will get us, because I believe that shifts always beat pivots. And I believe that shifts are a natural, normal, and necessary progression toward achieving your goals and toward getting what you want out of life, making your future your property. Thanks for listening, and until next time, be good.
This broadcast is brought to you by Wincheck Studios. We are an all-in-one educational platform for podcasters that revolutionizes how hosts leverage content to increase engagement with listeners, downloads, and income. We come together to focus on community, collaboration, and collective impact. For more information on how you can interact directly with our hosts, access exclusive live content with offers you can't get anywhere else from our official partners, join our purpose-driven community by visiting www.winject.com. If you're ready to build a career doing what you love, then we're ready to see you there.